Clutter brings models to life. These look empty without it, and I'm going to show you 7 easy ways to make your rooms look lived in. I'm using the crew lounge and laundry room from my current Kickstarter, Outbound Station. It's available now. Head on over to Kickstarter and you can pick up your own version to print at home. My favourite way is to use something like tissue or foil to create clothing, throws, something of interest you can drape over your 3D prints. I made some clothing using toilet roll. I cut out a t-shirt and trousers and just some random squares using the model to size it all. Now, tissue isn't very strong and foil, well, nothing really sticks to it paint-wise, so covering them both with white glue or matte Mod Podge will fix that. I just used a micro brush to daub the glue around and made sure that all of the items of clothing hung realistically over the edge. To get a really wrinkly cloth, it helps if you dampen it first, but be warned, it can become very delicate, so things like your fingers or brushes are the best things to manipulate it. When you're happy with the sort of location and draping and how it all looks, you need to glue it in place. And for that, I'm using dilute matte Mod Podge, about 1/6 matte Mod Podge to the rest of it water. When it was dry, I primed it with Army Painter White spray paint, and I'm leaving everything white except the clutter so it stands out. After that, I just used Army Painter Speed Paints. They're really quick and easy to add some colours in. Finally, these industrial washing machines, you're supposed to be able to hide a mini in there. But if you don't want to put a mini in, then I just wrapped up some toilet roll and shoved it in there to create a sort of swirling clothing effect. The next 2 methods include 3D printing. First one, just find Clutter 3D prints. There's actually some in my Outbound set, and this is the food clutter. There's trays, plates, mugs, bowls, perfect for filling up a crew lounge. I used super glue to glue them in place, and I did it before priming. They're quite small to paint separately, so I'm painting them in place. I mostly used Army Painter Speed Paints again, but some things like the cutlery are easier with a pen. This is a Molotow chrome pen. The third method is to add something alive, and I use that in the loosest sense. A droid, a plant, an alien, a bird, a cat, a dog, something that just makes the scene look real. I haven't glued these in place, and it gives the opportunity to move them around to get different shots. It's also fun to hide them. This little chest burster, that's going in a corner where you can't immediately see it. I think the face hugger is perhaps a little too obvious. The next 4 methods are all things you probably have lying around your house. Tea leaves. I'm a real fan of chamomile tea leaves if ever you want to add leaf clutter somewhere. I didn't really have anywhere here. I could have done it in the hydroponics lab, I suppose. So this plant pot had to do. To glue them, you need something to break the surface tension or they'll just float on the glue. So for that, I use dilute isopropyl alcohol. It's about 1/3 IPA, 2/3 water, and then the normal dilute matte Mod Podge I used before. We did food clutter earlier, but your kitchen cupboards are a great place to find various herbs and spices that you can use. Less is more though, so I only used 2 on this room. 1 a pink peppercorn and 2 half a coriander seed, which just looked interesting. On to litter, representing things like food wrappers, chocolate bars, etc. Easily made out of your own sweet wrappers. So for this, I just cut out a small little rectangle to represent like a sweet bar, chocolate bar wrapper. And I got some that I'd cut up earlier and put 1 piece of red on. Again, don't put too much, just enough to make it look real. Method number 7, use paper. Now, I find printed paper receipts are really good because they're quite often thin and the ink doesn't run when you glue it. I cut out some interesting bits like these barcodes, or even the QR codes. And with those, I can then scrunch them up and glue them in place. And with that, we're done. 7 easy methods to add clutter to your models. Remember, if you want these designs and models for yourself, then my Kickstarter Outbound Station is running now. And the more we unlock, the more exciting stretch goals we get for you to add clutter to.